Welcome to the 50th Juneteenth Day Parade and Celebration on TMJ4. Join us as we honor the history, the stories, and the people behind the holiday. Presented by Northcott Neighborhood House and sponsored by Bader Philanthropies, Jammin' 98.3, and TMJ4. Now, here are your hosts, Steve Shamraz and Shannon Sims.
Well, good morning, Milwaukee, and welcome to the 50th Juneteenth Day celebration and parade.
We're up early, and we are excited to be here with you broadcasting this parade live for the first time ever.
Yes, and joining us this morning is Mr. Mac Weddle. Mac is the former executive director of Northcott Neighborhood House and has been a part of the celebration since 1971.
Hello, Mac.
Hello, good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning to you. This has been your day for a lot of years, and we're glad to share number 50 with you here in the studio this morning.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here with you all.
Great to have you here. Mac will be with us for the next 2 hours. That's how long we'll be taking in the sights and sounds on this Freedom Day.
Now, more than 100 parade participants are lining up and preparing to head toward our cameras on historic King Drive. They will walk, they will drive, they will dance from 14th and Atkinson, and then turn down Dr. Martin Luther King Drive, all the way to Burleigh.
So we have reporters up and down the parade route. Charles Benson, he's at the main stage, that is at MLK and Locust. The opening ceremonies happen there. Artists are also going to be working on a giant mural.
Cassandra McShepard is riding in the Storm Chaser in the middle of all of the action.
And the man you see on your screen right there, that is Ryan Jenkins. He's at the start of the parade route. 14th and Atkinson, people are getting excited for this. The rain has moved out, given all the cars a good power washing so they're nice and shiny. Ryan, though, is going to start with a lesson about this Juneteenth Day.
Yeah, good morning. The rain is gone. Everyone's feeling refreshed, right? You know, every year the parade starts just like this with the Company F-29th Infantry United States Colored Troops. This unit from Milwaukee fought in the Civil War, and they will help educate people about the moment in 1865 when the final enslaved people learned they were free. Right now, let's look back at how Juneteenth Day came to be.
If you can imagine being enslaved, then it's certainly a moment to be celebrated.
Claiborne Benson of the Wisconsin Black Historical Society points out that Juneteenth Day should not be confused with the day enslaved people were freed.
Because it's the 13th Amendment that actually ends slavery legally.
That amendment wasn't fully ratified until December 1865. In the years leading up to that moment was the Civil War. And in the months leading up to that moment, Juneteenth Day was born. To understand this now widely celebrated holiday, we have to start with the Emancipation Proclamation, which was signed in the midst of the Civil War.
It's a proclamation made by President Abraham Lincoln in 1862 that went into effect January the 1st, 1863.
On that day, President Lincoln declared enslaved people in Confederate rebellious states free. Those freed people moved north, and it's reported that President Lincoln's goal was to recruit African Americans to strengthen the Union military. At this point, African Americans knew the fight was for their own rights.
African Americans realized that if the war or if this new country was going to mean anything to them, they had to be engaged and involved.
Up until the Civil War ended in April of 1865, 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation became law, enslaved people were still being held captive in Texas, which was isolated from much of the war. It wasn't until June 19, 1865, that General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston, Texas, and read the proclamation aloud, announcing the freedom of nearly 250,000 enslaved people there.
June 19th is a day in which Galveston and the other freed enslaved people are honoring their freedom from enslavement.
The celebrations began on that day and have grown ever since. Today, Juneteenth is recognized as a holiday in all but 3 states, Hawaii and both North and South Dakota.
And so here we are near 14th and Atkinson, and people are ready for the parade to begin. Good morning, everybody. Lots of people happy that the rain is gone. And as you can see, the line of the parade is also stretching back. Everybody getting ready to kick off, march their way right down towards the 5 corners. For now, I'm going to send it back to you in the studio, and we'll check back in soon.
We'll see you in a bit. Ryan Jenkins, thank you. Milwaukee, actually the first northern city hosting a Juneteenth Day celebration. That started back in 1971. We have been going strong in Milwaukee for 50 years. Thanks to people like Mac right here and all the workers and volunteers at Northcott Neighborhood House.
So Mac, as a former executive director, let people know why and how Northcott Neighborhood House is so important to Milwaukee.
Well, Northcott Neighborhood House is really important. It serves over 10,000 people a year. We have a multitude of programs, youth programs, girls and boys basketball, volleyball, soccer, job training, construction programs, emergency food for families that are in need, clothing. And so we do a multitude of things that's really important, for our community.
And so Juneteenth really allows you to put your brand out there to remind people why you're in the community.
Absolutely. It started in 1971. Northcott started in 1961 in the Hillside Project area, which is a low-income housing authority of the city of Milwaukee.
You have retired from Northcott Neighborhood House, but are you still hanging around? Are you still a face they see over there from time to time?
A little bit.
Only when they call, right?
When they call on me, I'm there. We have a new executive director, Mr. Tony Kearney, who's been doing an outstanding job. So every now and then I will put my little 2 cents in.
And we look forward to having your 2 cents as we watch this parade roll through the neighborhoods this morning.
The Corvettes are lining up.
And they are nice and shiny. That water sheeted. It did not bead because those are some well-waxed vehicles out there this morning. Margaret Henningsen has been dubbed the mother of Milwaukee's Juneteenth celebration.
So she brought it here after having a conversation with her grandmother about this celebration and how this all came to be. So I had the chance to talk with Margaret about those memories.
Yeah, our Black history.
Margaret Henningsen knows a few things about Milwaukee's Juneteenth celebration history.
Wait, you had Smokey Robinson?
Yes, Smokey Robinson. We had a lot of entertainment in the early days.
She was a part of the first planning committee.
It was mostly people that brought their grills. The drummers came with their drums. The dancers came with their dancing.
Margaret remembers the first celebration in 1971 lasted till midnight.
So at like 12:15, Jan and I were sitting on the curb crying that it had been a success and wondering if we should do this again.
It's what happened next that made it clear this celebration of Black culture would be an annual event.
There were 4 young Black males coming towards us as we were sitting on the curb. And one of them stepped out and he said, "Did y'all have anything to do with Juneteenth?" And we said yes. And he reached his hand down and pulled me up. Then he reached his hand down and pulled Jan up. And then he hugged both of us. Don't get me started. And he said, "I hope this becomes a tradition." And that, I think, made it all worth everything we went through. But more importantly, it was that initial reaction we had when we saw these 4 young Black males walking towards us who were very thoughtful about the fact that something had happened to them that day and that they loved the fact that we had all gathered together on 3rd Street.
Those humble beginnings started a 50-year tradition.
This, I believe, strikes a chord with people because it talks about our freedom. And we should never, ever let our freedom be taken from us.
What first started out as a neighborhood block party with a few thousand has grown to stretch 8 blocks and draws 100,000 every June 19th to King Drive.
The highlight of the 25th anniversary celebration was the Emancipation Proclamation, the original Emancipation Proclamation that we flew here on a plane. You had to have on gloves when you touched it, and you couldn't take any pictures.
City Treasurer Spencer Coggs has participated for decades.
And it's kind of like Easter Sunday on Juneteenth. It is a family affair. I come from a big family. If I don't get a chance to see any of my extended family anytime during the year, I know I'm going to see them at Juneteenth.
Juneteenth Day has been a labor of love for Northcott Neighborhood House. The community organization has organized the day-long celebration over the years.
Let me say kudos to Mac Weddle and to the Northcott neighborhood staff. Even after a couple of times when we had some incidents and the powers that be tried to shut us down, we fought back and said, nope, we're going to have it. We'll just have to regroup, rethink how we do it, and make sure that it's safe.
Well, Margaret was honored last week for her contributions to Milwaukee's Juneteenth celebration, and so was Mac.
Mac, tell us how you know Margaret. How well do you know each other?
Very well, very well. I've been knowing Margaret over probably 60 years.
Wow.
Before I came to Northcott. Margaret worked at Northcott, and she had talked about this lady, Jan Kemp Cole, who may she rest in peace. And when Margaret brought the idea, her and Jan presented it to the staff at a staff meeting. And staff liked the idea because businesses were moving out of the community, people were selling their homes, moving out of the neighborhood, and they just felt, the staff felt that something needed to happen, to take place, to bring interest back into the neighborhood. And so they incorporated some of the ideas that Margaret had told them about, and that's how Juneteenth came to be.
And the thing about Margaret is she is a visionary, but she also is there to work to make sure that she can execute that vision.
Absolutely. I mean, she's been wonderful. I mean, if it hadn't been for Margaret and Jan, we would not be sitting here celebrating a national holiday on June 19th, 2021.
I know. She's an amazing woman.
Amazing.
A lot of people work hard for a lot of years
Yes.
to make what happened yesterday happen. All right, let's take a look at the footprint of Milwaukee's 50th Juneteenth Day Parade and celebration. It's moving off from 14th and Atkinson east to Five Corners. It will then continue toward our cameras on King Drive.
And at 9 o'clock, the mural painting starts at MLK Drive and Locust. 9:30, opening ceremonies begin on the main stage. That's at MLK and Locust.
At 10, that's when the Kids Zone opens for those age 12 and under. It is free. It's at MLK and Concordia. All the celebration activities will end late in the afternoon around 4 o'clock.
All right, so each year a special ritual kicks off the Juneteenth Day festivities, and that's the libation ceremony. It is a way that we honor those who came before us.
It starts by pouring a liquid, usually water, as an offering. Tyrone Dumas has performed this ritual many times.
Then you may pour a libation and say, for all of you who would like to call out an ancestor that made a difference in your life, please do. And somebody may call out my grandmother, and we say, Ashe.
This ceremony is not unique to Juneteenth. It is performed at major cultural gatherings around the world. If you want to see this ritual, libation will be performed at 9:30 on the main stage. Again, that is at King Drive and Locust.
And even as we talk about all the fun of this holiday, the importance of remembering those who came before us and those who did not make it here to these shores. Nonetheless, those at home probably are noticing these beautiful red flowers that are in front of us. Red is a very significant color on Juneteenth. It symbolizes resilience, the strength of people.
You're going to see a lot of red food and drinks. Strawberry soda is popular. Red velvet cake is another. Barbecue, sauced red beans and rice. Mac, what does the color red symbolize, especially in the Juneteenth flag? That's a major color in the flag.
It symbolizes the blood that we shed
Yes.
during that time. You know, the red is for the blood, the black is for the people, and the green is for the land.
And when we talk about the importance, again, the resilience, I was looking up something and it was saying that we could even look back to even the tribes from Ghana, Benin, Togo, that they use this red as a noble sense of strength.
Absolutely.
Also, I did ask my dad about the red pop situation, and he
Yes.
also mentioned growing up in the South, it was easy to get a penny thing of Kool-Aid and add some water and sugar, and you could spread that around the family.
Red pop.
Red pop or red Kool-Aid?
No one knows what the flavor of red pop is. It's just red.
Well, Big Red, yeah.
Big Red. What is the flavor of Big Red soda? We don't know.
Carbonation.
It's just it's red sugar water, and when it's cold, it goes down easy. All right. Throughout today's broadcast, you're going to hear messages of support from local community leaders and from people around the country talking about the importance of Juneteenth.
Hi, I'm Martin Luther King III. Today we celebrate Juneteenth, the Day of Freedom. My father once said, we know through painful experience that freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. Let us recognize this day as a day of celebration and a day of recommitment. If we want to prevent the resurgence of hate and racism, we must educate our children about the struggle for human rights that our nation was founded upon. Today is not an African American holiday. Today we recognize at the end of slavery, was the beginning of America's democracy. Thank you, Milwaukee, for honoring this day. Let freedom ring.
All right, welcome back. And here's another look at the footprint of today's 50th Juneteenth Day Parade and celebration. The parade is marching towards our cameras on King Drive.
We have a team of reporters along the Juneteenth celebration route that crosses two neighborhoods, Arlington Heights and Harambe, in the center of the city of Milwaukee.
So artist Vidal Hill was tapped for the second year in a row to design and to paint the Juneteenth Day mural.
People of all ages and backgrounds are welcome to help create something meaningful for the community.
Charles Benson is with the Bronzeville artist right now, live. Hey, Charles.
Hello, Shannon. We're getting a few raindrops here. We don't know where it's coming from because we see blue skies, but I'm with Vidal Hill, who dressed up in number 34 today. He's obviously thinking about the Milwaukee Bucks, but we're at the corner of King and Locust, and we're in this big intersection. Vidal, thanks for joining us. What's going to happen here?
So we'll be painting a mural today directly onto the intersection. And myself and another artist, Sherman Pitts, will be painting the Juneteenth flag. And the public, you guys are able to come up, sign up, and paint Unity Fist throughout. So I got stencils made for everybody. We got young ambassadors that'll be guiding people into where they'll be painting, what colors they'll be using, making sure things are sanitized. They'll be using gloves every time they get a new can of paint.
Art is so much a part of your life. Why is this important?
Well, it gives a lot of young people with no voice or feel like they have no voice an opportunity to express themselves and really take advantage of the situations they've been through, things that they need to cope with, and it gives them a real outlet and it gives them a real opportunity to go beyond any situation they're actually in and do better.
All right, so if you want to get some artwork in, show up here at King and Locust, and Vidal will be here guiding you through this. This is going to be a neat moment here. They're hoping for the street to dry off a little bit here so they can get their artwork done. But for now, I'll send it back to you and Steve and Shannon.
All right, thanks, Charles. I love how Vidal is giving honors to Milwaukee. The shirt that he's wearing, the Milwaukee's jersey, is also designed by a local designer here who's a young man who works for Nike. So I just love all the support for Milwaukee today.
It is all connected, and let's hope as the sun comes out, the pavement dries off so they can do their work there. The parade continuing to move right now toward our cameras at King Drive. We will have the start of this parade coming up.
But first, here's a message from Wisconsin's governor on the importance of today.
Today is about community, family, and freedom. Hello, Milwaukee. Antonio Freeman here. From all of us connected to the green and gold, congratulations. Happy Juneteenth Day, Milwaukee.
All right, welcome back. Milwaukee's 50th Juneteenth Day Parade and celebration has begun. Parade goers are now walking, dancing, and driving towards our cameras right now outside of Bader Philanthropies. That's also on King Drive. We'll catch a glimpse of them in just a bit.
Today would not be happening without Northcott Neighborhood House and Bader Philanthropies. This year, 17 Black Milwaukeeans all honored ahead of today's parade celebration. Among the honorees, Yvonne Kemp, a female photographer who's long documented the story of Black Milwaukee. Our Tony Atkins has her story.
What's the value of someone who's good at taking pictures in society?
Well, a picture is worth 1,000 words.
A candid conversation with Yvonne Kemp, a photographer with over 20 years of experience capturing candid photos of her own. No camera in hand, but her eyes still shifting during our interview, naturally as she looks for that next great shot.
There's a picture over there. You and I are talking, but I might look past you and I see that picture that I need to get.
For her, the grind doesn't stop.
Because as you know, and we are 24/7 people. Holidays, Saturday, Sunday, it doesn't make a difference.
Kemp, one of 17 honored during the History and Heritage meets Legacy and Promise reception, leading up to the 50th anniversary of Juneteenth in Milwaukee.
It makes you feel proud because there are people that do appreciate what you do.
A black woman on the front lines covering sports, presidential visits, and community events. A rarity, but that doesn't intimidate her.
Let me say this. The photography was a man's field. And believe me, I had to fight my way through.
Her introduction to photography directly attributable to her older brother, the late Harry Kemp, a legendary photographer who was also posthumously honored for his own coverage of Milwaukee. The siblings both honored for their dedication to the tireless work in the community.
What do you think your brother would say about your journey?
Go, sis. That's what he said. Go, sis. You can do it.
A woman in the field always looking to spot the money shot with no signs of slowing down.
You have to let them know, the men, that I'm here too, and I'm going to take my shot.
In Milwaukee, Tony Atkins, TMJ4 News.
All right, let's take a look at who else was honored for their contributions to Milwaukee's Juneteenth Day Parade and celebration. Claiborne Benson, the executive director of Wisconsin Black Historical Society and Museum. Alderwoman Malele Coggs, city treasurer Spencer Coggs.
Milwaukee County executive and this year's Grand Marshal David Crowley, community advocate Tyrone Dumas, and photographer Yvonne Kemp.
From Northcott Neighborhood House, Adrian Griffin, Adeline Hooker, Ben Johnson, Lamar Franklin, and Executive Director Tony Kearney Sr.
Also honored Congresswoman Gwen Moore, Latanya Lucas, she's the programming director at JAMA 98.3, and community advocate June Perry Stevens. Reuben Harpole sits on the board of America's Black Holocaust Museum. The mother of Milwaukee's Juneteenth celebration, Margaret Henningsen, we've said her name already this morning, as well as this name here, Mr. MacArthur Weddle. Mac, talk about this honor and what it means.
It means a lot. When I received that honor, when I went on stage, all I could say is that I was honored to be honored with the people that I had worked with for 50 years in putting on Juneteenth. It was a great honor.
And the fact that they were still there.
They were still there.
And we're glad you're here with us this morning
Thank you.
to talk about all you've done and what we're going to see here for the next 90 minutes or so. Let everyone in the state know there has not been a political upheaval. There is no Governor Freeman in the state of Wisconsin. Here now, a message from our Governor, Tony Evers.
Juneteenth is a really important holiday. It's a time to celebrate and feel good about your neighbors and your neighborhood. But at the end of the day, it stands for lifting all people up, and we just have to make sure that we're in a position to do that.
Northcott has done tremendous work, really now for half a century, and it is embedded in the community, it's part of the community, it builds the community, and it's supported by the community. So I'm a big fan.
All right, the parade continues to march towards our cameras on King Drive, but before we take you there, we're going to check in with Ryan Jenkins.
And with Ryan, a very special member of our TMJ4 team. Look at that, everybody. Carol Meekins. Ryan, take it away.
Yes, Carol. Good morning. Happy Juneteenth.
Oh, it's so wonderful. The rain stopped.
I know, the rain stopped, and there's a good turnout here.
Oh, excellent.
You're marching with who?
I am marching with the Wisconsin Black Media Association, and we're so excited because it was pouring down rain. It felt like the skies were opening up and water was being poured on you, and now it's sunny. And
candy. You're handing out candy. You're running up and down the street. Everyone's cheering. Great energy out here. We're going to check back in soon. Back to you guys.
It's so good to see you, Carol, out there.
I don't think Carol can hear us, but it's great to see Carol out there with her purse.
Most definitely. Well, okay, look, tonight, one of Milwaukee's largest landmarks will be lit up in honor of Juneteenth. This is a rendering of the red, white, and blue of the Juneteenth flag. The bridge will be lit from dusk tonight until 2 a.m. tomorrow. You definitely want to get a shot of that.
Can't wait to see what that looks like tonight. We're going to go to break. We'll be back. The parade is about to get underway. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. The 50th annual Juneteenth parade is now underway, rolling through the streets of the center of the city of Milwaukee. What we're looking at right here are the pageant winners from 2021 and from 2020. I'm so happy to see that those who were crowned last year, a year where there was no Juneteenth celebration because of the pandemic, they are getting their moment in the sun today. And I say the sun as the skies are clearing. Our weather department says the rain is gone. It's going to be a beautiful day in the city of Milwaukee from here on out. So there's no reason not to get out there and line this parade route.
Look at the babies. I love it. The Little Miss Juneteenth, Little Mr. June. That's a new addition, what, in the last 2 years?
Yes. Yes. The Miss Juneteenth pageant has been going on for 29 years. And the Little Miss Juneteenth, this will be the 3rd year for that. And then this year we did a Little Mr. Juneteenth and a Mr. Juneteenth pageant.
Well, they are definitely riding in style in that carriage.
The names that we need to know this year: Miss Juneteenth is Markayla Vamer. She's a Rufus King graduate. She's a member of the Army National Guard. She also volunteers at a local food pantry. Mr. this year is Jonah Dixon. He's a graduate of Marquette University High School. He's a 3-sport athlete, and he also volunteers at local food pantries. They are riding in those Corvettes. The reason we do this is not just to celebrate them and what they've done, it's to give them some help academically. They're all getting $1,000 scholarships.
And over the years, you've been able to give over $80,000 in scholarships to young women.
Yes, they get between $300 and $1,500. And they're talking with Mr. Kearney the other day. He's going to up that.
That's fantastic.
That they're going to be receiving.
And the men started how long ago? The ladies?
2 years ago.
Okay, so 2 years ago the men got in on this action, but the ladies have been benefiting from this pageant for a long time.
And I love how they've got that pageant wave down to a science now.
And they're sitting high in those Corvettes with their crowns on top of their heads, so you can't miss them as they roll down the street.
And throwing out candy to all of those who are waiting on the sidelines to see them again. This is a great part of the celebration, right?
It really is. And that's the Bruce City Corvette Club that arrived.
Nice club there.
Yes. Really, they've been in existence for a long time. They do a lot of community events. They donate their time. They do mentoring.
Mac, how are you able to keep the spirit of Juneteenth alive last year amidst the pandemic when you weren't able to get together in the streets like this?
Well, we still did the Miss Juneteenth pageant and the Little Miss Juneteenth pageant, but it was virtual. So a lot of people did get an opportunity to see it. And then I think one of the reasons too, and I'm not saying this because I'm sitting here.
Okay.
But I thought TMJ4 did a wonderful job of showing it throughout the course of the months leading up to Juneteenth and Juneteenth.
Yeah,
a lot of good history was shown. A lot of people were educated on what Juneteenth really meant, to us. So I really have to commend the station.
People at home don't know, we had hoped to broadcast this parade live for the first time last year, but of course the events of 2020 kind of threw all of that to the wind, and so.
But not our commitment.
No, not our commitment. We did a lot of
House.
stories last year celebrating Juneteenth and what it means to the community.
And it's great to see that we came through this year with our promise.
With flying
EW
colors.
Scripts. I'm proud to work here and know that, again, we made that promise and we came through.
Yes, absolutely.
Little out of order here. We've got Milwaukee County Sheriff Elnell Lucas. We just saw walk past us right here, and that purple rig you see right there on the side of your screen, that is Jammin' 98.3 rolling on by. Mac, you say whatever you want.
Oh, okay. Sheriff Arnell Lucas is a product of the Boys Club and Northcott. When Arnell was a youth, I coached him in basketball.
Really?
He was a pretty good basketball player.
And making their way slowly but surely.
I believe what we see coming up next here would be a little hard to make out here.
Well, they've got to walk a while.
They do have to walk a little while here.
Tell me what to do.
Holy Redeemer Daughters of Destiny is this group right here.
We got them on bikes.
Alderwoman Malele Cox is who we're looking at here.
She should be in the car there. This is also in her district, correct?
Yes, this is in her district. And also, Alderwoman Malele Cox is the second Miss Juneteenth winter.
Really?
Yes.
And she's in the driver's seat too.
Yes. And her daughter was the second Miss Juneteenth winner.
So it's a
Little Miss
multi-generational.
Juneteenth, right.
She had some good practice, I'm sure, and got some good tips, right?
Absolutely, right.
And again, you're watching the 50th Milwaukee Juneteenth Parade happening. Again, this is the first real festival parade we've had in almost, what, 16 months? If not 2 years.
This is the first major celebration in the city of Milwaukee. There were some ceremonies we saw for Memorial Day, but that is a much different tone to what we're seeing play out in the streets today, as we've got quite a bit of revelry happening in the heart of the city of Milwaukee.
Okay, so this is the part I love right here, where you get to see the dancing and to hear the music. They're trying to catch up, so this looks like the state representative.
I think that's State Representative Myers we have walking right there.
But this is what I was talking about earlier. That music, the drums, and the dancing, all part of today's event. And a nod to our heritage, our African heritage.
This appears to be the Nefertari African Dance Company.
Getting some hugs from the crowd.
Chances are you know somebody standing along the side of the parade route today cheering you on.
I want to see this energy at the end of the parade.
Right, you've got to
the little ones.
You've got to maintain this all the way through 5 corners.
And again, we're just at the start of the parade, correct? Our cameras are at which location? Can the producer tell me at what location we're seeing right now?
So everybody at home knows.
Just before we
there are 107
Foundation, which is on King Drive between Hour and Concordia, I believe. Hour and Ring.
107 registered entrants in this parade, and as Mac was telling us, it gets bigger. People just show up the morning of the parade. So we're going to try and keep our scorecards straight.
Now, I am familiar with Urban Underground.
Yes.
A very well-known youth group here in the city, and even the Grand Marshal himself, our county exec.
Crawley.
Crawley came out of Urban Underground, again, a great youth group here in our city.
You know, the Office of Violence Prevention, the executive director, Reggie Moore, started Underground Railroad. Now his wife is running it.
Sherlyn, yes. There goes Reggie as you speak, right there.
Right.
Now she was smart. She decided they decided we're not going to actually walk this parade. We're going to get in the
ride on
we're going to
top
ride
of the vehicle.
Now the young lady right there is Tamara Hogan, who works for the Bader Foundation, who's been very instrumental in sponsorships for this 50th anniversary.
And our camera position right here is right outside Bader Philanthropies.
Yes.
Mac, tell us, people who don't know what Bader does, explain their relationship with this parade and the community.
Bader is a foundation that gives out grants to community organizations to help them in their programming. And Bader was downtown. They moved into the inner city or the Milwaukee community to help support.
And that was done just a couple years ago.
Just a couple, and as you look on King Drive right now, like that building, they've helped develop a lot of the new businesses that's taking place. Sam's Place Restaurant is right across the street from the Bader Foundation. Coming into the community, the old Gimbo Schuster's building. It's going to be the Medical College of Wisconsin. And the Milwaukee Foundation is coming on King Drive. So there's a lot of development happening. The Martin Luther King Economic Development Corporation that does a lot of development is going to be putting up some mixed usage right across business and apartments and businesses right across from the Bader Foundation. So there's a lot of good things happening within the neighborhood.
All right, we want to send it out and talk with some of our people in the field. Cassandra McShepard is live in the midst of it all. Cassandra.
Hello, Cassandra.
Hi, Hi, Steve, Shannon. It's amazing out here. How you guys doing?
We're doing all right.
I'm loving being in the parade.
So you are in the middle of all this. What's it look like from where you sit? Give us a look around.
You know what? I see people on the sidelines. Happy Juneteenth. I see people on the sidelines. It's so wonderful to see all the little kids out. Justin and I are throwing candy like crazy. It's great, yes.
Okay, now you're giving us a great view.
Yeah.
And it's got to be good to see people out.
It is, Shannon. It's so good. It's been so long. You know, with the rain this morning, of course, and the early time that we started, I wasn't necessarily sure, Happy Juneteenth, that people would come out in the numbers that they are. But as we see that people are so excited to be out celebrating again, Happy Juneteenth.
And I can only expect that this crowd will grow.
Again. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Happy Juneteenth. We are just getting started.
It is still only 8:30 in the morning.
It is, and Mac, this parade usually starts a little bit later than this, so people might be accustomed to the 10 o'clock start, but a little earlier this year so we can bring it to you live on television in your homes. Don't let the fact we're showing this on television dissuade you from going out and seeing this in person.
And this is the Boss Man Motorcycle Club. Those Harleys look nice.
Some Harleys, we got some other brands mixed in there as well. Motorcycle agnostic, I think, this club.
Did you see him do a little trick there?
I did see that.
With the side kick too? Oh, it's Batman himself.
So earlier, as we were watching everything get set up, I just thought this was a smart man wearing a poncho because it was raining out there this morning, but no, it was actually Batman himself.
And maybe Robin's in the extra seat.
In the sidecar? There we see that long line of people going to march this route. WNOV Radio also taking part in the parade this year. Mac, I grew up in Chicago, and I grew up hearing WVON radio, Voice of the Negro radio in the city of Chicago. When I got to Milwaukee as a college student in '94, to learn there was a counterpart station up here serving essentially the same mission.
Right. Gerald Jones founded WNOV. And it's a community radio station that really does a great job. Plus they have a newspaper, Milwaukee Courier, that they put out, for the community.
How essential are those media outlets to the African American?
Very, very essential. Plus it gives the media outlets an opportunity for people to find out the various services that are taking place that they can, opt into if they're in need of some kind of a service.
And as you see representing Priscilla Cox-Jones, she's coming down. A number of politicians are joining in this Juneteenth celebration as we celebrate 50 years in Milwaukee.
We got some youth baseball players out here, Beckham Stapleton Little League. They're getting their workout today by walking a parade route.
It's great to see the little boys wanting to play baseball. For so long, a lot of times baseball has been taken out of the community.
Right. Two of my grandsons started out in Beckham.
We saw people there at the side of the parade route. Their bags of candy being tossed out into the crowd. There's the young man right there from Beckham Stapleton. Hello. Also in the parade this morning, he is the county executive from Outagamie County, Tom Nelson, also running for Senate right now, one of the declared candidates on the Democratic side of the ticket.
He took a drive to come join us today.
He did take a drive down.
Shows him just how important it is to be with us here as we again celebrate 50 years of celebrating Juneteenth, Freedom Day. And the men's basketball team from Marquette University.
I am looking to see if Coach Shaka Smart is out there with the team this morning. We got a number of players there and a number of support personnel. I am told Shaka is not in the parade route this morning.
But he made sure that the men were.
He is recruiting, and as a Marquette University basketball fan, I have no beef with that.
But one thing I do want to say is that Marquette makes sure that their kids are in volunteer programs and in the community. I've seen a number of the basketball team members over at Next Door Foundation reading to the kids, and to see them also marching in today's parade shows just how much volunteer and community is important to their education at Marquette University.
And not to booster for my team too much here, but it's been great to see, going all the way back to Coach Buzz, the commitment to making sure that the team is not producing just athletes, but producing fine men as well.
Servant leaders.
From multiple coaches, that commitment has been constant.
And who was on the school bus? All right. And as always, to any parade, especially in our communities, we always have fraternities and sororities showing out. And here you have Omega Psi Phi fraternity, Kappa Phi chapter there. The men of purple and gold.
I have friends that are Omegas, and they say they're the greatest chapter. Clark Lavelle, Rocky Cole.
I have to show some love to my alpha men when they show up too as well.
Tell us about the role that the Greek community, the fraternities and sororities play in the African American community.
They volunteer their time. They mentor. They give out scholarships. They give back to school supplies. And so they're the sororities and the fraternities.
And it's not something that's just done at the college level. This continues on lifetime.
Yes, yes. They're very committed to the community.
Enjoying their moment in the spotlight here this morning.
Oh, this is the drum line.
All right, we're going to head out to our Charles Benson along the parade route. He is connected with Milwaukee County Executive and the
Grand Marshal
of this year's parade, David Crowley. Charles?
I am here with the man, the Grand Marshal of the Juneteenth parade. You have just finished the parade.
Yes.
What was it like for you?
It was phenomenal. You know, I've been coming to this festival, this parade all my life for a very long time, so I had the chance to actually lead and be the Grand Marshal. It was just awesome. It's a great honor.
We also get in, show him how he's styling with his red shoes here, so looking very cool and very sharp. What is this parade? You said you grew up here. This has been a part of the tradition for Milwaukee. Why does this mean so much to the community?
Well, you have a community organization with Northcott Neighborhood House who have been hosting this festival for over 50 years and have been doing a lot of great work. But this is a celebration, celebrating, the emancipation of those who were enslaved in the United States of America 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. So this is a great time for us to come together and be able to enjoy, just being here in Milwaukee with this festival, enjoy being out, and it's going to be great.
You know what's also really great? I mean, here we are now, lifting out of the pandemic, which is such a hard, difficult time for all of us. And here we are. We're on King Drive. There's a parade. Does it feel a sense of like we're getting back to normal?
It does feel like a sense of getting back to normal, but I will say that, we still have to make sure that we're doing our due diligence. And so we're still asking people to practice, safety measures down here. But please come out, enjoy, come immerse yourself in the culture, come eat some food, and come meet so many folks from across Milwaukee County.
What are you going to grab first to eat?
I'll probably grab me a turkey leg.
That's what Gideon's waiting for. Yeah. So, County Executive, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
There he is, County Executive, the Grand Marshal. By the way, working here with Gideon, who's like the mayor of downtown here, everybody knowing him. But want to let you know, this is where the opening ceremonies are going to be. They're getting set up for this at this location. This is a busy intersection, Steve and Shannon, and we're just now seeing some of the people come through the parade. But the vendors are getting set up. They're getting ready. It's going to be a busy morning and afternoon.
First you grab the turkey leg, then you grab a towel.
What's the towel for?
To clean up after the turkey leg.
Oh, yeah. But it's funny because our mics were hot at the time you were interviewing Executive Crowley, and I was saying, wow, he's so coordinated. It's such a cultural thing because he was dressed in the Pan-African flag colors. He had on the green shirt, meaning our earth and our land, and then he had on the black pants, meaning the people, and then topped it off with the red shoes. Coordinated. I love it.
Keefe Avenue School representing in the parade this morning, 53206. the zip code that is the home to Keefe Avenue School.
With their Tiger Pride.
We have done a lot of stories over the past couple years about this zip code 53206, what it means in the context of the city of Milwaukee and in the country when it comes to the problems that we see in these overwhelmingly African American communities that have the struggles that 53206 has. What have we learned since this has come to light about ways to help in these communities?
I grew up in 53206. Went to grade school, junior high school, and high school. And it was a working community. I graduated from North Division High School, probably one of the most successful schools it was during that era. Those North Division graduates are still making a difference in the city, the county, and the state of Wisconsin. You know, so it's really important that we give back to that community because it has a proud heritage and legacy.
Most definitely. And though it has had a lot of struggles, it's very important to also remember there are people who survived and succeeded out of 53206. While it does get a bad rap for a number of reasons, it is a vast zip code, and there are many people who are successful out of that zip code as well.
Absolutely.
As the man sitting right next to me, Mac Weddle.
Yes, you talk about a Howard Fuller, talk about Ralph Holman, and I mean, these are folks that Ralph used to be, he's a retired exec from Urban League. Howard Fuller, you know, retired MPS school superintendent. And I go to my ear, just Marvin Pratt. You just named numerous people that came out of the 53206 neighborhood.
I was just about to say points of pride. We cannot forget the points of pride as the sign on the front of this vehicle right here says Keefe is proud, because they are working hard to lift people up in 53206.
Oh, does it look like this is probably them getting ready to turn the corner.
Let's get back to our storm chaser, which is riding along, slowly but surely along the parade route. Cassandra McShepard has left the vehicle, everybody. How's it feel to be out on the street among the people?
It feels so incredibly good, Steve, so incredibly good. The parade is moving slow. There's so many points of interest throughout the parade that they want to stop to give everybody a chance to see and enjoy what they're doing. Happy Juneteenth. But it is so awesome out here. Now, if I'm about to walk into somebody, you're going to tell me, right, Steve?
The candy.
Happy Juneteenth!
So who's in front of you right now, Cassandra?
Who is in front of me? Happy Juneteenth. Ladies, who are you from? Who are you from? Milwaukee County Housing is in front of me. We are number 30 in line with this wonderful parade.
Wow, and again, over 100 participants, right, Cassandra?
Absolutely. And the crowds on the street is just amazing. It is so beautiful to see so many people coming out.
And diverse crowds I see as well.
Absolutely. On the sidelines as well as within the parade.
We've got people up. We got people up and down the parade route, apparently ready for anything. They've got the tents set up to keep the sun off them for later in the day. And good news is no more rain expected. That is all moved out. We are drying off, and it's going to be dry through the end of the run of this parade and throughout all the other Juneteenth celebrations. Hey, Cassandra, my question to you: what's in the bag? What kind of candy? What kind of candy are you throwing this morning?
Oh, I got the good stuff. I've got Milky Way, I got Butterfinger, I got Mr. Goodbar. You want me to save you some, Steve?
No, that's all right. You spread the love out there. Although
maybe not Steve, but
Mac will take some.
She throws generous.
Yeah.
Mac will take some?
Yes.
All right, I'll bring some back for Mac. Happy Juneteenth.
Cassandra McShepard rolling along in Storm Chaser. Somebody got their car washed.
Ooh, look at that old school. Again, you're watching Milwaukee's 50th Juneteenth Day Parade and celebration right here in the center city.
One of the great things about this parade, they generate a lineup of this year 107 entries long, and more people show up the morning of the parade, and that throws the entire lineup off. So we are trying to keep up to tell you what you are seeing on your screen as it rolls on by, because it's not exactly how it was written down on paper now, was it?
But it's good to see everybody out.
That's fine.
Enjoying this
The more the merrier.
Dry day so far.
I don't know about you. I woke up to a hailstorm on the window this morning. That was my alarm clock today. But glad to see the hail has melted. The rain is drying off the streets as the sun is shining down. A lot of motorcycles. You would expect a few motorcycles in a parade in the city.
Motorcycles and trikes. What are they?
Bicycle Club is there.
Number one Stunnas Motorcycle Club.
Say that again.
Number one Stunnas.
And they are definitely stunting.
And look at the women.
A lot of women drive, yes. This is the Boys and Girls Club Milwaukee chapter, or Greater Milwaukee, I should say. And yes, Mac, you were saying it earlier. A lot of women are joining motorcycle clubs these days.
A lot of women.
No reason not to.
And we got people on
Bicycles as well. People power. Red Bike and Green is the name of this group right here. Mac, are you familiar with Red Bike and Green?
No, I'm not.
You are not, so this must be a newer entrant to the parade.
I think I saw that.
But we welcome them nonetheless.
Yep.
So these are a group of black cyclists right here in the city. And their goal really isn't to improve health, economy, and local environments of African Americans by creating relevant and sustainable black bike culture. And it's from my hometown.
Oakland,
Founded
California.
2007. Well, I'm sure you're very familiar with, having worked in the Bay Area. Remember, you would have bicycles that would just come out?
Mm-hmm. Number one Stunnas once again.
Well, they're throwing out toys.
That is a Harley
Lucky.
right there.
No, there's some toys in the back of that, in his back. He's going to throw beads and toys. Look, stuffed animals for kids.
Wow.
I see fuzzy dice.
Oh, it's going to be a good day if you're a kid along this parade route. Wouldn't you say, Mac?
It is. I mean, it's just beautiful. Just to see all the people that's come out this early in the morning, considering how the weather started out, and it's steady getting bigger and bigger.
And this afternoon, I'm sure, it will be a party on MLK Drive this afternoon.
Later on, all we will see is nothing but people.
And talk about Sam's Place. That's a recent addition to the area.
Yeah, Sam's Place in the background of that shot right there.
Sam Belton is the owner, and I had the opportunity after leaving church a couple Sundays ago for my first time to go in and eat. Food is excellent. I had some candied yam, some other.
He does some jazz music too.
Yeah, he does jazz. Yeah, he's a musician, and then he showed us pictures of all the people that he had performed with over the years. You know, and that's all he plays is jazz, but man, candy yams, greens, smothered pork chops.
Come on now, Mac, you're making me hungry, and it's only 9 o'clock.
That food.
You still got it. We're here till 10.
That food was excellent.
Back to Red Bike and Green for a minute. This is we're in good company here. Chapters in Atlanta, Milwaukee, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, and Shannon's hometown of Oakland. We saw Ernell Lucas, the Milwaukee County Sheriff and protege of Mr. Mac Weddle in the parade earlier. He's now with our Charles Benson. Charles, let's throw it out to you to chat with the Sheriff.
We are here with the Sheriff, and we're going by a familiar spot here, Rose Park, right?
Familiar spot, familiar people. A lot of faces come out, and people I haven't seen in years, but it's great to be on King Drive today, celebrating the 50th anniversary of Juneteenth Day here in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I might add, you're kind of holding up the line here, just meeting with everybody. You know, they want to come out and see the Sheriff. This is a neighborhood that you grew up in, but what's it feel like to be back in the parade, knowing it was postponed last year, the significance of it to the King community and the businesses, the vendors out here? When you see this, how does it make you feel?
Well, just like the struggle for the celebration of Juneteenth, it's redemptive that we're here today, that we're here celebrating the 50th anniversary, that we're back here on King Drive, and that all the people have come out today. This is just a wonderful return, and I'm so glad to be a part of it. How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
What are your memories growing up of going to Juneteenth parades?
It was a celebration of culture, of history, of heritage. For me, it was just a short walk from 2nd and Burleigh here to King Drive, and seeing so many friends and family members come out, and then really truly celebrating the African American culture. It's bringing back so many memories being up here today.
And it's got to be a proud moment for Milwaukee. I mean, this is our 50th year for this parade. It's, I believe, the longest ongoing parade in the city. And then now, on top of that, Juneteenth Day is a federal holiday. Did you ever think that day would come?
It's been a long struggle, but here we are today. Yes, this is quite a day. Many of those original organizers are people that I know very well, attended church with, attended school with, and so this is a celebration of the work, the labor of them, and all of our ancestors who struggled to make this day a holiday.
It's also an important day to get your favorite food. What are you looking forward to?
Well, you know, Charles, for a boy growing up in this neighborhood, it could be so many things. I'm just going to say I eat seafood. If I'm going to seafood, I'm going to eat it here, okay? So that's what it's going to be for me today, you know? So, yeah. So.
All right, we'll let you get to the folks and say hello to people. Always good to interview Sheriff Ernell Luke. Oh, wait, Sheriff.
I just want to thank TMJ4 for broadcasting live the 50th anniversary celebration of Juneteenth Day. It truly symbolizes that TMJ4 is a part of this community and a part of this neighborhood, and it means so much to this sheriff and to all these people. And I want to say thank you.
Very kind of you to say that. Thank you.
I mean it a lot. Thank you so much, brother.
Good to see you.
All right, you good, man. You good.
There you have it. The sheriff, Ernell Lucas.
I love what he said. You know, you see all these people you haven't seen in a long time, and even Spencer Coggs mentioned it earlier in a story that I did, that it's like a family reunion. Easter Sunday on Saturday, June 19th.
It really is. I know if I've been out there today, Channel 4 interviewed me year before last, and as I walked in, they wanted me to walk down the street. So I'm walking down the street, I took a step, and everybody came, hi, Mac, take another step, hi, Mac, take another step, and that's what's happening, you know, with the sheriff.
And I want to give a pat on the back to Gideon, the photographer working with Charles, who just walked backwards for about 2 blocks.
The other governor, Antonio Freeman,
the governor.
right there in front of the Bader Philanthropies today from former Packer.
Former Green Bay Packer hanging out.
Marching strong. Let's see, can he march long?
That's right.
Well, they've got the pageant way
They
down.
do. Who is that fine-looking group of ladies right there?
Good question.
There we see him again.
She's like, get on point, we're on TV. Yes, you are. Beautiful young women marching in the 50th Milwaukee Juneteenth celebration and parade.
She had the wrist pivot.
These are, I believe these are our Pearls for Teen Girls.
I'm thinking, I was trying to make out the t-shirts.
I was too. A great organization that really mentors young women here in our community.
Mac, what does Pearls for Teen Girls do? We talked a little bit about them before we got on the air here this morning.
Yeah, they work with young ladies, etiquette, mentoring, you know, help them with their homework. They try to get them on the right path. You know, they try to help instill in them what it is to be a young lady.
And also expose them to different opportunities and different experiences, right? Because we know if we expose our children to different things, then it's endless, their possibilities.
It is, right. It's a great organization.
So Charles Benson has interviewed a county executive. He's interviewed a sheriff. Now let's watch him spend some time with royalty.
Royalty.
This is the Royal Court of
You're
Juneteenth
right.
Parade 2021, Charles.
Look who I got in front of me here, the Mr. and Miss Juneteenth Day 2021. Let me start in the back here because I want to recognize everyone. Your name?
Rain Riley.
Okay. Congratulations.
Jonah Dixon.
Congratulations.
Markayla Varner.
Okay. Congratulations.
Jada Webb.
Okay.
Ayana Bennett.
Okay.
Ivana Kelly.
All right. Congratulations to all of you. What does this day mean to you and the honor that's been bestowed on you?
It means a lot. I'm able to be out here and celebrate our heritage, culture, and freedom.
It's been a wonderful day. How about for you? What have you noticed being out here and being part of the parade?
Oh yeah, it's truly a beautiful day. I mean, all the support, people in the streets of Milwaukee, is truly an honor to be a part of this.
Okay. And how's it been going for you, young man?
It's been going pretty well. Just seeing everybody out here. Everybody seems to be having fun, you know, just celebrating, working hard, having fun, and that's what everybody's here to do.
Okay, let me get a few others in here. What's it been like for you today?
Man, it's been great, you know, just winning 2020 and being able to finally be out here.
Oh, that's right, 'cause last year was your,
Last year was no fest. So being able to be out here and be amongst our people and just all people and celebrate this day is good. So yeah.
That's great to see you. And you?
Today's a great day. The weather is really nice. We get to celebrate freedom and resilience today, so that's really great.
You have a beautiful outfit on. Can you tell us about it?
On Juneteenth Day, we wear African printed clothes. And so, yeah.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Did you buy that? Someone make it for you?
Yes, I bought it from Bird Songs on MLK Drive.
There's a nice little plug there. So, and how about yourself? What's the day been like?
It's been amazing. I love being around my people and my community just to celebrate our freedom.
Well, enjoy the rest of the day. Thanks for making time for me today. You all are just look great today. You're beaming with pride and joy. So, congratulations. Steve, Shannon?
I'd like to get the deets on those beautiful dresses, Charles. So your job is to make sure I know exactly where I can get
Yes, Charles Benson becomes fashion correspondent now.
Right?
I know.
Ladies, you look amazing. And gentlemen, you look debonair.
Well, I think Mac knows where the dresses
I know
are
where
from.
Bird Songs is. It's right on King Drive.
Okay, you'll take me there
I
after.
can take you there.
We're good.
Bring your credit card, Mac.
And they're good friends, and they're at the celebration itself today on King Drive.
All right.
We'll drop your name and get the discount.
And you know what? And you will.
Love it. Love it. Again, you are watching Milwaukee's 50th Juneteenth parade and celebration. I can see in the foreground that is the Nation of Islam walking with the FOP, the Fruit of Islam. That's their security team, as well as a clown making her way through the crowd, making smiles for little children. As well as, again, throwing candy.
I love this compressed shot we're getting right here because it just shows you just the energy, the compressed, you know, the crowd is out there on the streets today and it just looks so alive. It is good to see the city of Milwaukee coming alive again.
And I can't wait to hear the music these little girls are dancing to, but they are getting down. Mac, how challenging is it to put all of this together for today? It's a few hours, but I'm sure it takes a lot of planning.
This year particularly, it was challenging because Northcott has a new staff that I really have to commend. Elizabeth Beth Cobbs, Vanessa Keys Johnson, and they only had like 3 months to really, because they're new, you know, and so, but in my past years of Juneteenth, it wasn't hard at all because I had such a great staff that had been with us for a long, long, long time that knew what they needed to do. You know, so I'm really commending the staff of Northcott this year because they went way beyond, you know, what we normally have done in the past. I mean, so this
you were stretched.
We were stretched. This is just bigger and better, and it's just more things that the community have an opportunity to be exposed to.
Mac, what are we marching toward here today? This parade ends and then the celebration begins throughout the day. When people go to the celebration, 10 o'clock onward after the opening ceremony, what does that look like?
Well, there's a novelty. People are selling, you know, novelties, wares, food, a bunch of informational booths. You know, the county, the state, the city, they have a whole sections of vendors that you can find out about jobs, all kinds of information. Plus we have entertainment. We have youth stage, You have the R&B and jazz stage that people can dance and listen to some good music. You have the kids zone at Martin Luther King Elementary School, where there'll be rides and games and petting zoo, and the kids get free hot dogs and sodas and potato chips. So there's all kinds of things that are out there today.
What will you be eating today? That's another important question I have on my mind.
You know what?
I just want to follow you.
I love a brat.
Really?
Give me a brat.
Okay.
But I'm going to do the barbecue, and I'm going to do the turkey legs, and I'm taking stuff home.
But I like what you said earlier, Mac, when you talked about, after the parade is over, Steve, it's a celebration. But not only is it a celebration, it's also a time of educating our people about things that are important. As you can see right here on the screen, this is the encampment from Company F-29, that infantry group that was part of the Civil War, fighting for our freedom meaning all Americans. And it's very interesting how this time period, Juneteenth, is a time when we have voter registration. We have time to educate on health, and we know that with COVID-19, how important that has been in our communities. So this really is a time for people to gather together, gather information, and also enjoy each other.
Absolutely. Like the young man that's working on the flag is Ricky Townsell.
Okay.
And he's the leader of the infantry troop. But he's also one of my Masonic brothers, Ricky Townsell, and he's been deeply involved in Juneteenth and making sure this encampment takes place.
And it's important to see this history, because if we don't have people like your brother, your Mason brother, we don't remember this, right? We don't keep it, and that's very important.
And all the infantry men are from Milwaukee.
There were 175 black regiments that served in the Civil War on the Union side. 1/10 of the Union Army were these black regiments. Their sacrifice was greater than that of the Union Army as a whole. They lost 20% more soldiers than the Union Army as a whole. They have the honor of leading off the parade this year. They've completed their march along the parade route. They'll now be setting up their demonstration encampment here.
And the great thing about this too is, again, we're preserving history, and our young people can see this in the flesh and talk to people who know so much about this history, so that we can keep this going and we can share it.
Yes. A lot of people still don't know about Juneteenth Day. But after today, a lot more people will.
We are happy to help.
They'll know the significance of it and what it really, really means. And I'm thinking that's going to help bring about a healing.
It's amazing how everything has coincided this year, that it is now a federal holiday. This is the 50th year, and we are bringing it live to you right now on TMJ4. Charles Benson has been talking to people as they're coming off the parade route. He is now with Cavalier Johnson, Milwaukee Alderman and President of the Common Council. Charles.
Yes, I'm here with Milwaukee Common Council President Chevy Johnson, as he's known in the community. President Johnson, thanks for making time for us. You just got through the route. How'd it feel today?
Oh, man, it felt great. It felt great. I mean, 50 years of celebrating Juneteenth in Milwaukee, one of the largest celebrations in the country. Just a beautiful, diverse crowd of folks out there celebrating this monumentous holiday for African Americans and people in America overall. It's wonderful.
You grew up in this city. This has been a part of your life from day on. What are some of your memories of Juneteenth Day?
Well, I'm sure my mom is around here walking around, as she always is. Coming down here, celebrating, seeing so many positive people just congregating, so many beautiful
You've got
black...
a team behind you here. Who's your team?
These are folks who are helping out, wearing shirts, supporting me, and just helping to let folks know that I'm here, and being visible. So this is Vienna Jordan. She leads my group here. So thank you to Vienna, and happy Juneteenth. Yeah, I mean, this has been just a wonderful celebration for me and my family, coming down here, having the food, seeing the people, just beautiful black people celebrating and having a good time. It's one of the things that I look forward to each and every single year.
Historic moment, though, with the federal government now recognizing Juneteenth Day as a federal holiday. Are you surprised it took that long to get there?
I wish that I could say...
Maybe that's a political question too much on a day that maybe not filled with politics, but what do you think of the moment that it's finally here?
I'm happy that it is here. The African American story is a part of American history, and I think it's important for folks to understand that. I know that while that action happened in Washington, I'm glad that the president signed that into law. You got folks, including representatives from here in Wisconsin, that voted against that, saying that we're trying to replace the 4th of July with Juneteenth. And that just isn't the case. You know, from the beginning, it's been African Americans in this country, from the chains of enslavement to now, who have been fighting to make sure that this country lives up to what it's supposed to be, free and equal for everybody, you know, and that's what Juneteenth is about, celebrating the end of one of America's worst institutions ever. So this is a day of celebration, and I'm very happy to be here with all the people in Milwaukee celebrating.
Well, we'll let you get back to the celebration. Thanks for making time for us.
All right, thank you, Charles.
President Johnson right there as he finishes up at the end of the parade. Opening ceremonies were scheduled to start around 9:30, so we're just a few minutes away from that. Steve and Shannon.
Charles, thank you. A lot of great musical acts, drum lines, bands marching in the parade. Among them, the Mad Movement dance team.
I needed to be silent to give them that moment. These young ladies are homegrown right here in the heart of Milwaukee. It's the Mad Moves dance team. As you can see, they are moving and their moves are mad.
They are led and loved by their coaches, Crystal Woods and Jasmine Payne.
Yes.
And they are popping off the ground in a way that I can't do on my best day.
What is this young man doing here?
He's mugging is what he's doing.
No, you didn't see that. I'm going to tell your mama. And so this is the next group of young ladies with the Mad Moves. Okay, I bet you these little ones about to take it away. Steve, I bet that was a lot of stretching and yoga this morning for them to get out and do that so quickly.
And when you're that young, it comes naturally. At our age, we do need a little bit of stretching and yoga before we're able to move around like that. And Mac just has fond memories of it.
Right.
I'll meet you when you land.
I was on the gymnastics team in high school.
Really?
Yes.
At North Division?
At North Division. I wrestled, played tennis. I was on gymnastics. I'm in the North Division Lead Hall of Fame.
I don't doubt that for a second.
And for a lot of these youngsters, parades are where they are able to shine and show their skills.
Especially after a year where there weren't events that you could get together at.
They were doing this in their living room.
Right.
Look at that.
Look at the smiles on their faces. It really says something when, again, we look at this event as probably one of the first events that we're really gathering together. Of course, with caution, as you can see, a lot of people are social distancing, but nonetheless, people are outside and enjoying the summer and Juneteenth.
Yeah. I hope a lot of people took this opportunity to get vaccinated today, knowing that they're going to be around a lot of other people.
And we will have vaccination sites throughout the parade, correct?
Absolutely. And
So Charles Benson has been talking to a lot of special guests this morning. I love him. I don't know if he qualifies as a special guest because we see him around the building all the time. Tony Atkins is with our Charles Benson.
Tony, how'd you get behind the motorcycles?
Well, you know, my friend Earl with the Wisconsin Black Media Association called me. It's like, hey, we need some people to come and march. And Carol was in there, and I'm like, who's there? And they said Carol, and I'm like, I'm coming. But anyway, we just ended up behind the motorcycles, and it's just been an amazing day. This energy is insane.
You grew up in Milwaukee, so you know the history here. You know the importance of this parade. What was today like on the 50th anniversary?
You know, I have friends in town, and they wanted to check out both Juneteenth here and in Chicago. And I said, don't sleep on Juneteenth in Milwaukee. I remember it as a kid. Obviously, we didn't have Juneteenth last year, but I just knew coming back they would come back stronger than ever. And when I saw that rain this morning, I thought, and I tweeted, I said, this too shall pass, and it has, and the energy is just electric.
It has been electric. I'm going to switch in front of the camera here. Go to Carol Meekins here, too. We're just finishing up the parade. How's it been going?
It has been really amazing. You know, there was a lady came up to me, she has tears in her eyes, because she says, you know, with the fact of what happened this week, we are so blessed. And to see the sunshine, it really is. And, you know, Milwaukee's been doing this since 1971. More people have been on this celebration than just about anyone in the country. So it's unbelievable.
It is such an important day to celebrate Juneteenth Day, but I also look at it, this is our first parade since we've all been through this pandemic, and sort of a chance now to move past what has been a very difficult year. What a moment, though, to see everybody here.
And the most important thing is that, you know, people are coming together. You're seeing kids, you're seeing families. This really is what Milwaukee is all about. And, you know, a lot of people always stress the negatives, but this is Milwaukee, and we're blessed.
You get that from Positively Milwaukee, Carol Meekins. So, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Tony, great to talk with you. You guys are looking good. You're looking good. So, two famous people right here outside of Gideon, my photographer. I don't know anybody more famous on King Street right now.
You are with good company, Charles Benson. Stick with them, and they will take good care of you.
Here's another viewpoint of the parade along King Drive.
You know, I know of one of the sponsors of Juneteenth, Employ Milwaukee. And Employ Milwaukee is a jobs program. And youth from the ages of 14 to 24 can sign up for a summer job. And they'll be stationed at Rose Park today.
Okay.
So 14 to 24-year-olds, if you're looking for a summer job, you can go to Rose Park, sign up with Employ Milwaukee.
And again, these are the things that you, as an executive director with Northcott Neighborhood House, worked for years, getting these kinds of vendors to this space because you knew so many people would be there and the resources would be great.
Absolutely. And it's an opportunity for families that need some kind of a service. There's an opportunity for them to find it at Juneteenth Day.
I believe at the center of your screen right there, that vehicle is carrying State Senator Lena Taylor.
But in front of that vehicle where you see that 13, oh, all right.
The rosettes.
These are the rosettes, yes.
So Steve?
Yes.
In Black culture, this is urban line dancing, where you take two songs and we all do the same steps.
Okay.
Whether it's to the front, to the side, to the back. But it is like synchronized swimming when it's done right.
From the Clinton E. Rose Senior Center, it was established back in 1991. This is just a small group of the dancers they have right there. I imagine this is just a way to keep yourself moving.
It is, and they've been doing this for years and years and years, and it's made up pretty much of senior citizens.
And they're still moving.
They're still moving. They participate, Bucks dancers. You know, in the backs, they have their ages. You know, they're like 70, 75, 70, you know, 72.
Age is nothing but a number.
Nothing but a number.
This is not the cha-cha slide I'm seeing here. This is different?
No.
Okay.
He said the cha-cha slide. We're going to have to take you to an urban line dancing class.
Absolutely. I want to know how old he is.
But it's not easy, Steve. It's not something you can just get on the dance floor and join in. It's not like the electric slide that, you know. This is like you have to know the steps, and each song has a different step.
Each song is a different step. All right.
So look, I love it. There's that. Okay, now let's
All
go
right,
back
let's
into the car.
sit down. Air conditioner's running. And we'll cool off for a minute.
Now, who you're seeing on the screen right now is Foundations for Freedom. This is an organization that works to make sure and eradicate sex trafficking here in the city of Milwaukee. Dana World Patterson, seen right there in the middle, is the founder of this organization, and she works with young ladies as well as those who are survivors of sex trafficking to give them a better quality of life.
They're doing important work. The last couple of years, the reality of sex trafficking in the city has really come to the forefront, and it's good to know there are groups out there working to combat that just scourge in so many of our communities. Northwest Catholic School marching in the route.
And this is the cyber school cheerleaders.
You can still palm even at cyber school. We learned to do a lot of things over cyber school over the last year, haven't we?
It's interesting, when the pandemic came, I had a lot of girlfriends who had children who were like doing gymnastics or cheer, and they were Zooming practice. So it was still happening.
Central City Cyber School.
They got a jam with us. Getting the crowd hype here. Again, these are the women of Foundations for Freedom. Who are these stylish young ladies?
Almost got a peek at their sign.
Well, they're back there. They're coming up. So
Oh, we'll see them in a bit.
So this is Versity Blood Center, again holding blood drives today. Also bringing awareness to sickle cell, which is predominantly in the African American community, but not only to the African American community, and the importance of giving blood.
We're in a bit of a pinch right now when it comes to the blood supply, not just in Southeast Wisconsin, but across the country. If you are a donor, if you have given in the past, and over the year of the pandemic, you've not been, you know, in the right mind to go out and do that. Now that we're getting safe again, I hope you can get out and give blood once again, because we need you.
In true fashion, State Senator Lena Taylor out and about in today's parade. She refused to get into the truck. She says, I'm going to walk. And she's always walking in her chucks.
Yes, she is. And the chucks seem to be the same color as the blouse today. She's going with yellow. And there's her group right there, riding in the back of the truck. She's in the chucks, they're in the trucks. Ladies of Destruction is the name of this group right here.
Well, they are destroying me with this outfit on. Yes, I'm here for it all in the bright orange, the silver pom-poms, and the switch. Work it. And we are, again, this is just the middle of the parade. I want to see this enthusiasm when they get to Charles.
They're a newer dance team in the city of Milwaukee.
And wouldn't you say, Mac, dance teams are a really good way to get youth involved and out of, you know, possible negative activity that may be happening in our neighborhoods?
Absolutely. It's an opportunity to learn.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people think young people are just dancing to be dancing, but there's a lot of education to dancing and to moves.
Discipline?
Yes.
Structure?
Yes, following direction. You know.
Discipline and structure are two of the tenets I hope to see instituted by head coach Shaka Smart for the Marquette University basketball team. I'd also like to see them return to the NCAA tournament this year.
Baby steps.
Charles Benson, will you please make sure these fine young men get back to the tournament this year? Let them know there are some very important Marquette fans at the TMJ4 newsroom that
I'm well
are counting
aware of
on.
that. I'm well aware of that. However, at standing 6'2" right now, I'm feeling kind of short. So we got here.
Osasure Gadara.
And?
Greg Elliott.
Okay, so is this your first Juneteenth parade in Milwaukee?
Yes, sir, it's my first one.
Yeah, and
How
what was the
tall
view
are you?
like up there?
It's nice. It's just good to see everyone out here supporting it. And yeah, it's been a great morning, great weather, so it's been good.
And what's been your observation?
I really enjoyed seeing all the people come out, enjoy the parade. This is my first time coming as well. So I didn't even know it was a big event like this. So to see all the people come out and celebrate Juneteenth is amazing.
When you know that Marquette is such a big part of the Milwaukee community, and when you come and walk down King Drive. Does it give you a sense of how important the community is, but how important Marquette is to the community?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was really different last year with COVID. We weren't able to like interact with the community very much, so it's nice to get out here and meet people and hang out with the community.
Yeah, what's been your take on just walking down the street and taking it all in, knowing the significance of Juneteenth Day, especially now that it's been made a federal holiday?
It's been big. It's like O said, it's not something we got to do with COVID. And then everybody actually recognized who we was, and everybody wanted to, take a picture with us or stop us and just wave. So it was big. You can tell how much we mean to the community and how much they really mean to us too.
Yeah. So how you guys feeling about the upcoming season?
We're looking forward to it. We're excited to have fans back in the arena. It's going to be fun. We got a brand new team, so we're looking forward to playing.
Yeah. How tall are you?
I'm 6'9".
6'9". When I was in high school, I couldn't even high jump that high. So, any predictions on the Bucks? It's Game 7. You guys are going to be watching, obviously, right?
I'm going to be watching, but I'm not going to say who I got winning.
Okay, we're not going to go there, but thank you both, gentlemen, for being here. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Good luck this season. All right, Steve and Shannon, two tall guys, excited about being here today. Yes.
Is that the first time you've actually had to look up at someone to do an interview, Charles?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't normally get to do that.
Wow. Well, great interviewing out there in the field. We do appreciate it, Charles. Thank you so much.
Max says send him back to Brooklyn if he's not going to tell us who he's rooting for tonight's game. Charles, thank you. Another live look from our jib camera outside Bader Philanthropies along the route for the 50th Milwaukee Juneteenth Parade.
And our very own there, Claiborne Benson, used to be a photojournalist here at TMJ4. He is now the executive director of the Wisconsin Black Historical Society and Museum. He's done so much work preserving our culture here in Wisconsin.
And he will tell you stories all day long if you let him. He knows so much about the black community in the city of Milwaukee, the history. I had a chance to talk with him a couple times over the last year. Even as we got through the pandemic, we made time to talk and get to him for some important stories. Just such a resource he's running there at the heart of the city of Milwaukee.
And he's so dedicated to it. It's just amazing to see how someone's passion can turn into this lifelong dedication to our state and to preserving our culture.
So my question is answered. I want to know if the Running Rebels would be running in this year's parade. They are not. They are walking at a leisurely pace on a warm Milwaukee morning. Running Rebels. Mac, what does Running Rebels do for the community? I know we have heard their names so many times.
Decades.
They come up in Positively Milwaukee a couple times a year for their work in the community. Tell everybody who they are and what they do.
Well, the young man we saw in the orange T-shirt is Victor Barnett.
Yes.
He's the co-executive director of the Running Rebels.
Wasn't he like 19 when he started this organization?
Yes, him and his wife. And they do a great job. They do mentoring. They do education. They're into the schools.
They've actually just put a new school, well, in the last probably 5 years, they have a school right here down the street from our station here on Capitol Drive, but they also now merged with We Got This, Andre Lee Ellis.
Yes, yes.
So just again, making a better impact, a greater impact in our community.
And as we spoke, as you just said, Andre Lee Ellis, I need to give him some kudos because when we started the Miss Juneteenth some 29 years ago, we were meeting with Don Rosette, who was the general manager of WMCS 1290 radio station. And so we were getting ready they were going to help us do some advertising for Juneteenth Day. And then Don had told us about a Miss Juneteenth pageant in Houston, Texas. And so as he was telling us, we said, boy, we should do that. And so he helped us put on Juneteenth Day. He helped us find sponsorships. He helped us find scholarship dollars, for the youth and stuff. And he kind of helped lay it out. And so for 29 years later, we're still doing it.
This here, the Stampede dance team. They're bringing the world of dance to young people without regard to their economic or social status. They believe that dance builds self-esteem, discipline, and self-confidence. Their director, Kene Lewis.
And they are ready.
One of the beauties of this parade, for the first time, people are getting an opportunity to see how actively positive our young people are engaged in our community.
All right, Charles Benson interviewing everyone along the parade route this morning. He is now with our governor, Charles.
I'm standing next to Governor Tony Evers, who's here for this parade. You have been already shaking hands, seeing a lot of folks. What's this day been like for you?
Oh, it's great. Juneteenth is a great holiday, and it's a day to really celebrate lots of things, but it also, I think it's one of those days where we really have to take stock of what we're doing as a state. And so a lot of serious things, but a lot of happy things. Right now it's happy. We're doing a parade.
So thinking of the happy things, I mean, here we are getting out of this pandemic and moving forward, and here's a parade that finally getting back to normal. And I know one of the other things you want to do to get back to normal is go see a Brewers game, but how does it feel to know the state is getting back to normal?
Oh, it's doing great. We're doing good economically. All the work that we did during the pandemic, it's paid off. You know, getting the shots in arm, making sure that we had enough equipment and protective equipment for the people of the state. And here we are today. Beautiful day. Super.
Thank you for your time, Governor Evers. And I think this is going to be a first here because I've never done this before, interview the governor and the lieutenant governor at the same time. This is, of course, Mandela Barnes, and you've got the black by popular demand, right?
That's right.
I get it. All right. So this is obviously your turf. It's something you grew up with. What does this day look like, though, on the 50th anniversary?
So the 50th anniversary is obviously amazing, especially given the fact that last year's celebration was watered down. We didn't get to celebrate Juneteenth as we usually do, and also given the fact that Juneteenth is now a federal holiday, I feel like Milwaukee sort of led that charge. I feel like Milwaukee had a very important role because, like I said, celebrating Juneteenth, commemorating Juneteenth has been a fact of life growing up in this city.
We picked the right time to do this interview, I think, or maybe some bad timing here, but this is part of what it is. It's the drums, it's the music.
This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. It's about celebrating.
Well, what memories do you have growing up in this city and knowing what this day meant to so many?
I mean, honestly, I probably missed maybe 5 Juneteenths my entire life. You know, so growing up, I was always here. You know, my parents are around here somewhere now. Like, they made sure to bring me here. They made sure I knew the history of it. They made sure they knew I wasn't just coming to a block party, but there was some purpose behind it. And so to me, I just feel like we're engaging in sort of an educational experiment for so many other people who are now just learning what Juneteenth means, what it means to be able to come out and commemorate this sort of event.
Now, I know you're a politician, and so you always have to answer carefully, but you must have a favorite food here. Are you going to reveal that to us?
One of my favorite foods is turkey leg.
Oh, yeah, that's all we're hearing all day.
It's the turkey leg. It literally falls off the bone. So,
Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes, thank you very much for making your time.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
All right, I can't hear anything going on right now. Motorcycles have just made it through, but I will tell you, that was a first for me, interviewing the governor and the lieutenant governor at the same time. We are at the end of the parade route. Opening ceremonies should begin pretty soon, so this is a happening place, Steve and Shannon.
Turkey leg getting a lot of votes out there today, that's for sure. We saw the horses marching by just a moment or two ago. Those are the Silverados. Mac, tell us about the Silverados. What do they represent?
You know, Silverados is a cowboy club. Matter of factly, they're doing mentoring. They've worked with Northcott in the past, where they've taken a youth of Northcott out to farms in the northern part of Wisconsin, let them learn about the horses, let them do horseback riding. They just got their 501c3, and so they want to do a lot more. And coming up in September, they do what they call a hoedown. And they do it at one of the farms up north, where they'll bring families and youth up into the farm. They can do horseback riding, they'll have food, ribs and turkey legs and games for the young people. And they're even talking about even trying to do a movie to let people know of the history of the Silverados and all the things that they're involved in.
Wow.
I heard turkey leg mentioned again.
I guess, what are you getting after this?
You think we're getting hungry out here?
And what will you be having?
Turkey leg.
Yes.
You know, we could have set it up where if I've been thinking, we could have gotten someone to bring us some food, you know.
Next year, there needs to be some Juneteenth food, along with the flowers on this desk. Or maybe, you know what? Maybe next year we can be out there. We'll have our desk set up among the people, and they can bring us whatever they want to give us.
Right. And talking about the 50th anniversary, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention a young man by the name of Dr. Ron Myers. May he rest in peace. Dr. Myers was born in Milwaukee. He passed, but he resided in Mississippi. But Dr. Myers is one that worked so hard to get 32 states to become a state holiday for Juneteenth. And so this 50th, we have to commemorate in his honor also, because he worked really, really hard
And as you
for
say,
this day.
As you say that, and as Charles Benson has just interviewed our governor, lieutenant governor, I'm looking here on my screen at a photo. The Juneteenth flag has been raised above our state capitol today in honor of this day.
And as you can see, the crowds are starting to gather. It was earlier this morning, we saw just a few people, but as you mentioned, after this, it'll be a sea of people.
A sea of people, yes.
Wisconsin State Patrol rolling.
And again, we have been talking to dignitaries and lawmakers all morning long. Thanks to Charles Benson, who's standing at the end of the parade. And today, and right at this moment, I believe that Charles Benson has our mayor, Tom Barrett, who is fashionably in his red polo.
Hello, I can barely hear you because there's so much going on here. But as you can see, I'm standing next to the mayor of Milwaukee, Tom Barrett, and what a day.
This is amazing. This is obviously added significance with the decision by President Biden to sign the Juneteenth Day as a federal holiday. And I think more and more people are understanding the significance of this day, a day that most people didn't learn anything about in school.
Right.
So this is education as well.
When you look at what you're seeing here today, knowing the year that the city has been through because of the pandemic, and now we're slowly climbing out of that and getting back to normal, does it feel like one of those days?
Well, it feels like one of those days, and it's great to be out with people. I love being with people, and you're seeing this wonderful, peaceful, really demonstration of freedom, of our democracy, of community. So it's a special day in Milwaukee.
When you look back at the history of this parade, I mean, Milwaukee stands out in the country because of Juneteenth Day. It's got to be a moment of pride.
It's a huge moment of pride because literally for half a century we've been doing this here. So this is not new to Milwaukee. This is not a new. I'm just happy the rest of the country recognizes it as well. But we know there's a lot of work that needs to be done here too. We know there's challenges, and we embrace our opportunity to make this a better community for everyone.
You got your walking shoes on, so I imagine you're going to be doing some walking around here.
Yeah.
But I've been putting the politicians on the spot. Sure. With one question. Your favorite food at Juneteenth Day? I know you like to stay slim and young.
Today it's going to be as close as I can get to like a slushie or something like that.
Stay cool, right?
Yeah, stay cool. That's the goal.
All right, Mayor Tom Barrett.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good to see you. And I want to show you up this street here. Yes, look at this. This is still the parade route going on here. Here we are at 9:40. It's still going strong. And by the minute, the crowd has picked up here on King Drive. I'll send it back to you, Stephen Shannon.
All right, so that's what, 5 for turkey legs and 1 for a slushie?
Mac, do we have slushies out there?
Yes, they have the vendors and the trucks and things. They'll be able to get ice cream, slushies, whatever it is that they have in mind to eat today, it's there.
And I imagine slushies will be red today, and people will be walking around with red tongues after drinking their red slushies.
And now coming up in the parade and in our cameras is the Milwaukee Urban League. Milwaukee Urban League does a lot right here in the center city.
Oh, absolutely. They have some schools that they work with and teaching, and they have job training programs. And Dr. Eve Hall, who's the president of Urban League, has really done a fantastic job.
They're on one level like the Chamber of Commerce for the black community, the Urban League, but there's so much more. The tentacles just reaching into so many parts of life, trying to uplift so many.
Absolutely. Education, jobs, not just jobs training, but jobs.
And I love this. What is this, like, crane
The
view
jib cam we have here.
Yes. And you know what? Look, in true fashion, who was that out there making sure that she gets all
Yvonne Kemp.
Yvonne Kemp, who was just recognized last week as one of the recipients of the Milwaukee Juneteenth 50th celebration contributor. This is the 5 Figures dance company. So I wonder if they're doing mime. Are they going to perform for us?
Let's give them a second.
Well, they're at least waving to us. She didn't get her shot, so Yvonne's like, turn around, we got to do this again. Five Figures Dance Company. And Mac, how does it make your heart feel again to see this broadcast on TV this morning and to see all the participants and those along the parade line?
It really warms my heart. I'm just sitting here and it's hard to just smiling. I'm just feeling so good. Plus, I see a lot of people that I know. And as you talked about Yvonne Kemp, I reflect back when I was a young person, and her and I worked at the Boys Club before it became the Boys and Girls Club. She was the secretary at 15th Street, which is now Laverne Way Boys and Girls Club. But we had worked, we go back, way back. And just to see the joy and the happiness, and as if everything is okie dokie mighty fine, you know, within the community, you know, and this is what Juneteenth has really done, you know, for us today and going forward, you know. But it's just a happy day. I mean, this is, and you know, I thought that, man, I'm gonna miss Juneteenth. I'm in the studio with Channel 4, and I'm just as happy being here with you all as if I was out there in the community, you know, in the parade itself.
You mean you walked in this door and thought that you were not going to have fun with Steve and I?
Well, I knew I was going to have fun with you. I didn't know about Steve.
How's it working out, man?
Truth.
Working out well.
Yes, it is. It's the first time for everything.
I got to compliment Steve. I just met him the other day, but I just think he's the coolest guy.
Oh, thank you, Mac.
I really do.
Oh, he just gave you some credit.
He did give me some credit, and I got to give props to Mac's shoes today. It's unfortunate they're hiding behind this desk. Mac saw the shoes I had on when we were rehearsing the other day, and he said, "I'm going to top those Saturday morning," and he has. I think I'll tweet a picture. I'll tweet a picture out for everybody.
And here is the person who took the torch from you once you said, I've retired.
Yes.
I've got Ryan Jenkins with Tony Kearney right now, who is now the executive director of Northcott Neighborhood House.
Yes, we are here live. It is loud. We're getting ready for opening ceremonies here. Tony, 50 years of this parade and celebration. You see the crowd, you see the neighborhood here. What's your reaction to seeing this turnout?
I'm ecstatic. We're a real federal holiday now. I'm feeling great. To see all the people, to smell the food, hear the music, it's a wonderful time.
You know, after last year, everyone was kind of cooped up at home. Everyone's now dancing in the streets here in Milwaukee again. You see that. What goes through your mind?
Can I get off the stage and dance too? I just went to get Congresswoman Moore, and she was in a crowd dancing up a storm. That's what I want to do.
And we're getting ready for opening ceremonies. You see the stage set behind us. What can we expect to see there?
The first thing will happen is the libations, honoring our ancestors. Then we're going to have a number of dignitaries speak. After that, it's just full-fledged, let's have a party. We have a kids zone down the street that has a carnival for children, free food. Our teens are going to be in Clinton Rose Park with their own DJ and act. And this stage will be playing music for those of us that are a little bit older that want to dance.
All right. Hey, the dancing never has to stop, right? And then we also know that, I mean, obviously there's so many volunteers involved in all of this. To everyone who's helping out to put this on, what's your message to them?
My message to them is thank you for coming back. Thank you for being willing to give of yourself on this day. It's important that the community accepts that this is their festival, not a Northcott festival. This festival belongs to the community. We have volunteers that have been here over 30 years volunteering to do this festival. A couple of weeks ago, we did a legacy award for people who had been involved with this over 20 years. And we actually have a couple of them that are going to be on stage today. So, This is a great time for everybody.
Well, Tony, thank you for all your hard work. We're ready for the opening ceremonies and for the dancing in the streets to continue. Steve Shannon, back to you.
All right.
Mac, how's your successor doing? What do you think of this 50th parade?
I think it's fantastic. My successor is doing a wonderful job. He had worked with me for 14 years.
So he was well trained.
He was well trained, and I thought that he would be the right person to come in, and I really think that he's taking Northcott even to another level. He's doing a fantastic job.
And he had a great teacher.
Thank you.
Look at this sweetie pie from PDC 4L. You gotta teach the babies young. Phenomenal dance team. I think they're getting ready to stop and dance for us.
Prestige Dance Company is what hashtag PDC4L stands for.
Look at him strutting.
Well, I want to get these little girls strutting just for a little while longer. The Phenomenal Dance Company.
So our producer has been in our ears all morning long telling us the next guest that Charles Benson has found, and the producer's been telling us the name of that guest. For our next guest, we have only been told it is a special guest. So let us all be surprised to see who Charles Benson will interview next. Charles?
Well, we have seen some great dancers out here, some great performers out here. I've had some great interviews. But I'm about to interview someone who's really maybe the most popular guy on King Street. And I don't know how this is going to work out, but Gideon, hold this.
Hey man, I'm in the studio. What are you doing?
Yeah, this is a first. What's up, guys? Hello, Milwaukee. Happy Juneteenth Day. I wasn't prepared to be on TV.
Is he in focus here?
I've been in Juneteenth since I was a kid, you know, like 6, 7 years old. Grew up over here. And I just love it, man. Being around family and friends, seeing people I love. He's got the camera on me. And look, we got Lena.
Hey, how are you?
Good, good. You want to do an interview?
Sure.
How's your day today?
It's been beautiful. So listen, it rained so hard like cats and dogs.
Yeah.
We decided that the ancestors had to clean the soil, right?
Yes.
And look at it. It's beautiful. A huge amount of people have been in the parade. Come on over to our booth. We're signing a thank you letter to President Obama, to the Congress, and to the Senate, and to Miss Opal for all the work that they've done.
Nice.
For us to be able to have Juneteenth as a holiday. And we've got the Queens with us, and I've got Atwater students from Shorewood with
Senator, you see who's behind the camera here?
I was calling Charles Benson the whole time.
We got the Queens there, Charles. Turn for the Queens.
Here, you take over.
All right, I'll take over.
Focus.
Get it in focus for Charles. Thank you.
How did that work, guys? How do we do?
Not at all, Charles.
We need to get you a union card, and we need to get Gideon a contract.
Signs on the shirts that women that are classmates, fourth graders, trying to make Juneteenth Day a holiday.
Oh, that's good. I'm still talking to Senator Taylor out here. A lot going on. I'll send it back to you guys. There she is. And Gideon, if he ran for mayor, he'd get elected.
Yes, he would. He knows everybody. Here's our phenomenal dance troupe again.
Okay, these girls came to serve it up. They are not playing.
You don't have custom-made outfits like that if you don't know what you're doing.
And even if you do, you walk like you don't. Ooh, this is an old one. Is that a Chevy or a Ford?
I can't tell what that is from here.
I think it's a
Bel Air?
Is it Chrysler?
Didn't get a long enough look at it.
But the guy that owns that car, his nickname is Quack.
Quack.
His name is Quack.
We call him Quack. Matter of fact, I had an opportunity to sit in it a couple weeks ago.
I almost saw the hubcaps. I think it's a Chevy.
I think it's a Chevy as well.
I think it's a Chevy. I'm trying to think. It's a 19, what do you tell me? It's either 47 or 49.
It's beautiful. More motorcycles. Is that? Oh no. Again, you know it's like family, like a family reunion. So
Right.
you're like, is that?
Is that? Nope, that's not who that is.
We have really had a good time watching all of the different participants come out and show their spirit and their love for this day.
There's that car again. Is that Quack?
That's Quack.
That's Quack.
Quack. His last name is Holder.
Talked about Skating United, Unity Juneteenth Day 2021 on the 19th.
They have a state skating club. So those state skaters are with him.
And Mac, seeing on the big screen all those people waiting right there at the corner of Locust and MLK ready for the opening ceremonies, how does it make you feel to know that today we celebrate not only 50 years here in Milwaukee, but we celebrate it as recognized as a federal holiday, and the sun is shining?
It's just a beautiful day, you know, getting up this morning, rain, but I just, you know, I knew it would go away, you know. I prayed on it, and as a lot of people did, we knew it would come, it would go. We needed to have it, but it left us, and it's just seeing the sights, just seeing the people come out in fellowship and brotherhood and sisterhood and displaying all this love that we're getting an opportunity to experience today.
As we look at the end of parade here, the street sweeper, appropriately
I'm
enough.
like, is he a part of the parade, or is he already trying to get ahead of the crowd?
We look at the end of the parade as the opening ceremonies are beginning on the podium here.
Earl Stokes from 98.3.
Earl Stokes from 98.3 on the mic there.
All right. All right, we're going to have the libation. We're going to bring up Claiborne Benson
Perfect
from
timing.
Wisconsin Black Historical Society. Come
That's
on up,
Lamar
Claiborne.
Franklin, former board member of Northcott.
And Councilwoman Milele Coggs sitting there also in the front with Chevy Cavalier, as well as Executive David Crawley, and our court of Miss and Mr. Juneteenth.
And Gwen Moore was to the right.
At this time, we're going to bring up a good friend of mine, Lamar Franklin. He's with the Northcott Board. He's the past member of the Northcott Board. Y'all show some love. Northcott Board, past president. It's easy for me to say. Lamar Franklin, show some love, y'all.
Thank you all. On behalf of the board of directors and my daughter, who's the president of the board, welcome everybody. Hope we have a great day. It's happy to finally make Juneteenth Day a federal holiday. I'm happy about that. So thank you. Enjoy. And have a good. Enjoy it.
Short and sweet.
All right. Okay, I'd like to bring up Executive Director of the Northcott Neighborhood House, Mr. Tony Kearney.
Mac, in years past, this would be you coming up to the mic right now.
Yes. And normally Andrea Williams is she's out of town.
Hello, everyone.
So as we start to wrap up our coverage here, and you get ready to go down and get that turkey leg, right?
Yes.
And possibly some Big Red. Again, reflecting on just the importance of all of us being together today.
It is so important. You know, as I said earlier, with all the things, negative things that's been taking place within our city, this is a day of healing, and forward, we're going to be better. We're going to be more unified in the things that we do together. And 50 years of Juneteenth, now a national holiday, and so many people put so much time and effort and heart into making this happen. I really have to congratulate them. This is a wonderful day.
Yes, well, we want to thank you for joining us today, but we would be remiss if we didn't thank everybody with the Juneteenth Day parade and celebration for making this happen.
There is a team of people, dozens strong, here at TMJ4 that pulled this off today. Producers, directors, photographers, our studio crew, We had people running in pieces of paper to us all morning long. We want to specifically, though, thank Mr. Mac Weddle for being a part of our team this year and joining us in studio and sharing your wisdom and your knowledge of this day, this parade, this community, and bringing that into people's homes for the first time ever.
And we also want to make sure that we give a shout out to Northcott Neighborhood House, Bader Philanthropies, Jamming 98.3. We could not have done this, not at all, without those partnerships, the vision, and the execution. We applaud the community for showing up and definitely for showing out.
So the parade is ending. The opening ceremony is underway. After that, Mac's going to have some lunch.
You too.
We'll all go have some lunch. Thank you for allowing us to be just a small part of the legacy of Juneteenth in Milwaukee. We're going to show you some highlights of today's parade as you see the names across the bottom of the screen of everybody who has made this broadcast possible.
And of course, we'll continue to show this on our Facebook page as the parade wraps up. We look forward to seeing you next year as we close again. Check out the highlights from Milwaukee's 50th Juneteenth Day Parade. Let's go celebrate.
Mac, thank you, and thank you everybody at home for watching.
Thank you for having me.